relationship, the pelvic orientation, is the most important piece for the whole thing. So, first thing we do is squeeze your butt as hard as you can. Now notice, I did not say flatten your back. Why can't we flatten our backs to the ground in this situation? Because you guys are athletes and you have a butt. Congratulations, right? You should be a little curved there. Nice job. A little bit donkey to be proud of. Now look, that's right, that's what's up. Squeeze your butt. Now you're doing some weird stuff. Some of you guys are pulling your toes to your face. So let's do a little experiment here, because there's this thing called triple extension. We always throw around triple extension, triple extension. Look at me, triple extension, right? The ankle hip. Pull your toes to your face and squeeze your butt. How's that go for you? It's harder, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely. That's the economy of Greece. Now point your toes away from your face. Now squeeze your butt. That's the economy of Germany. How nice is that? Now take a look at this. When you squeeze your butt, point your toes, squeeze your butt. Let's go feet together. What position are you in right now? You're in triple extension. In fact, if you flipped your hands up, oh, you're in Shavasana. I tricked you. Now we're doing yoga. Weird. Now you're jumping rope. You guys see where I'm going with this? It's the same spinal position over and over again. So here's what we're going to do. First things first. Point your toes away from your face. Squeeze your butt. Take a big breath in your belly. Was that breath in your chest? Was it in your belly? Be honest. Let's try it again. Point your toes. Squeeze your butt. Take a big breath in your belly. And exhale and try to shrink wrap the musculature of your abdominals against your spine. We're not sucking in. We're not hollowing. We're not drawing. We're trying to stiffify. We're creating stiffification in the trunk. Does that make sense? I'm going to walk around and spontaneously punch one of you guys in the stomach. It's like a gift. Maybe it's you, man. So squeeze your butt, point your toes, big breath in the belly. Exhale. And I want you to create as much stiffness as you can. Now what we've done is we've idealized your spinal position. Now lift your legs up 1 inch. Better, same, or worse? Better. Remember, all of these things match by definition of functional movement. It happens in a wave of contraction from trunk to periphery, from core to sleeve, from axillary skeleton to peripheral skeleton. But we can't even begin to argue about what's happening in your hip. We can't begin to argue about what's happening in your shoulder if your spine is already in a disorganized position. You guys track what I'm saying? So we better make sure that we're not making that basic movement error with our athletes, because we do this all the time. So hands by your side, legs straight out again. Now put your arms straight up over your head. Arms straight. Wait, come back down again. Let's be clear. If someone bends their arms or bends their elbows, someone will die. Does that make sense? What's the stable position for the shoulder overhead? Externally rotated, armpit forward. And when I bend my elbow, what am I really doing with the shoulder? I'm creating internal rotation, which buys me a little slack, doesn't it? Because now I can put my arms over my head, woo! Elbows bent, shoulder internally rotated, shoulders unstable. So, my cue is when I see someone hanging or elbows bent, automatically I know what they're trying to do, and that's what we're going to stop at. So arms need to be straight. Put your arms straight over your head. Now, if I can walk around and stick my foot underneath your back, sir, whoop, that's a problem. How many of you guys lost your spine position? Your arms are bent, sir. I'm going to kill you. Good. How many of you guys tilted? Did you feel your ribcage tilt up? So let's ask the question. Is it okay to round your back or overextend when you deadlift or squat? So if I'm putting weight over my head and my ribcage tilts, isn't that a spinal fault too? Yes, it is. So, hands back by your side. If we see a change in your spinal position, this is going to be a problem, isn't it? So, hands by your side. Point your toes. Squeeze your butt. Big breath in the belly. Sequence the same way every single time. We want to take complex motor skills and simplify them and codify them so we do the same thing every single time. Now, with that squeezed butt, belly tight, brace that, put your arms straight up over your head without bending your elbows. Go as far as you can without tilting your rib cage. Now, what you're seeing is that many of you guys can't get to the ground. You're having to bend your elbows, ma'am. Someone else will die because of that. Elbows are bent and you're not to the ground. And guess what you're discovering? You're missing this thing called normal range of motion. So what happens now? Go ahead, hands by your side, point your toes, push your butt, rib cage down, big breath, get tight, arms straight up over your head, Arms straight, arms straight, arms straight. Reach as far as you can. Now watch this. Turn your butt off. Boom! What happened? Overextended. Interesting. So there's some relationship between my pelvis and understanding that mechanic and controlling